Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. You're dough.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow. Hey, great.
I got it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday Morning Stateline Show.
Many people try finding the hottest peppers. Who's trying to find the coldest mint? Maybe that's something you can do on this spooky Halloween weekend. My name's Greg Saunders. He's Tom Warner somewhere. It's the Saturday Morning Stateline Show. The 30th day of October, the year 2021, the latest it's ever been in the history of mankind. Tom's having some technical difficulties this morning. I got video on him, but I have no audio on him. So he's desperately seeking audio, which we'll see if he needs to maybe, I don't know. I know he had a laptop like die on him not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago. And so he's been using a different laptop, and you can do this with your smartphone. But you do need to have the Zoom app, I believe, on your smartphone to do that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have Tom, maybe we won't. Joann, if she's out there already listening, go ahead and log in, and we might need you more co-hosting today, Joann. So whenever you're ready, Joann, jump on in. Got a big number of the week this week, which I'll share here in a minute. I'm still looking over here at Tom's screen to see if he's anywhere near getting back on here with me. And yeah, we got video, but we've got no audio for our good buddy Radio Warner out there. So yeah, keep working on it, Tom, and maybe switch to your phone or something, because yeah, it's not going to work without audio. To our big number of the week this week is a big number. It's in the millions. We're at 1.6 million for the big number of the week. Yeah, 1.6 million. And the answer this week is Arabian or alcohol. And hey, Tom's got audio now.
I think I do.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, wow. What a morning it's been. Okay, the light behind me is just nuts. I'm going to try that one.
There you go. That works. It works. It works.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Our current score for the big number of the week, by the way, our race to 10, Tom leads 5-4. Just barely winning like the Packers over the Cardinals.
Oh, don't even get me started. That's going to be part of my rant for today. Oh my God.
You mean the Aaron Jones non-touchdown? Is that what you're ranting about a little bit? Maybe?
Yeah. The Aaron Jones non-touchdown. Now I understand. I was arguing with a buddy of mine who said, but it wasn't a touchdown. I said, okay, you're missing the point. Doesn't matter if it was a touchdown or not. What matters is they overturned a call with little or no evidence. Even Mike Pereira, and I'm not a fan by any means of those water boy pseudo refs in the studio, because all they're really doing is they're just making up for the incompetence of the refs on the field, and they're basically taking care of the NFL. Anyway, he said, well, I didn't really see anything to overturn. He didn't argue whether it was a touchdown or not.
Yeah,
may not have been, but
yeah, there was no visual evidence to overturn the call on the field that I could tell either by the 4 or 5 camera angles that they showed. It's like, come on,
right? That's the key. No visual evidence to overturn anything, and then you overturn it, and then it just what a mess. The Packers should have won that game 38-14.
Yep, it was an awesome game though. My gosh, I missed the entire first half, Tom. I was at Starlight rehearsal, which did I mention I have a role in the Christmas traditions program?
You might have mentioned a little bit, yeah.
And we're having so much fun with these rehearsals. So yeah, Starlight best Christmas pageant ever is coming up in December. So I check my phone on Twitter. I check Twitter for football scores, when I'm somewhere where I can't watch the game, and I see 0-0, 0-0, and then I see 7-0 Cardinals. And I'm like, all right, well, here it goes. That's because I'm not watching. I don't know what's going on in the game. And as I'm leaving rehearsal, I hadn't checked it for a while, and the director, Chris Brady, he goes, "Hey, 7-7, huh?" Because he's not a fan. He was giving me crap for wearing my Packers sweatshirt at rehearsal.
Yeah,
fun with that. So anyway, I'm like, "Oh, I hope it is," because last time I checked, it was 7-0. And then by the time I get in the car, it's 10-7, and I'm like, "Hey."
It should have been 14, but anyway.
Yeah, this is awesome. So I'm like, all right, they're actually winning this game. This is amazing. And I listened to most of the third quarter on the drive home, get home and watch the end of the game. And I'm, sitting on the edge of my seat for the entire fourth quarter thinking they're going to put this away. They're going to put this away. And then that stupid overturn call. And it's like, ugh.
And then a few bad plays as well. I don't understand. Aaron Jones, it was 1st and goal on the half-yard line. Aaron Jones goes into the pile and gets stopped, and they lose a half a yard. So that made it a yard. And then the next play from scrimmage. Well, and by the way, on that play.
And then they had a delay of game and backed up 5 yards.
Oh, yes. They had several delays of game penalties. Several, like 3 or 4. Well, 2 of them made these timeouts on, and another couple of times they had the actual penalty. They had no choice because you're dealing with a bunch of rookies. But what does that say about Green Bay? I mean, my goodness, you had Devontae out, Alan Lazard out, Marquez Valdez-Scantling out. I mean, holy moly.
Half the receiver core gone, and they still able to pull out the win.
And they're still able to pull out the win, and a fairly convincing win. They dominated time of possession. I want to say 37, 38 minutes. That's unbelievable.
A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. Kudos to those guys and the offensive line for controlling that first half and making sure that this Cardinals offense didn't spend much time on the field.
No. And then that last play, wow, unbelievable.
Who saw that coming? I mean, if you're thinking this is going to be a pass interference maybe or something, whatever, but the guy never even turns around. Doesn't even try to get the ball.
No, he didn't know the play was going to him, apparently.
Amazing.
That was the weirdest thing ever.
Amazing. Well, are the Packers the best team in the NFL? Maybe not.
No, not right now. I don't think so. I mean, you've got a couple of teams just in the NFC that might have that distinction. Tampa Bay right now, until somebody beats them, until they show some sort of weakness or flaws, they're the best team. The LA Rams look really, really good. I mean, you added Matthew Stafford. You added a Hall of Fame quarterback to that offense. And that defense is already good anyway. So those two right now are the teams to beat. However, if Green Bay continues to win, they do play the Rams in a few weeks.
Here's hoping. Packers looking good. So some shout outs for this week. I want to shout out to everyone who participated last night in the Keller Williams Realty Signature Trunk or Treat, which we ended up moving indoors. It was more about the wind because the rain stopped by the evening last night, but it was windy and it was just like, you know what, let's not chance it starting up raining again. So we took it all indoors to our offices and had a bunch of kids come through the office and good time, lots of candy, so much candy. So trunk or treat, even though it was indoors on tables instead of on trunks, nice success there at Keller Williams. As far as other real estate stuff goes, I want to congratulate the Krogels and the Moores with their new their new homes this week. I lost you there, Tom.
Okay.
1 second here. I'm trying to actually log into my computer. This isn't on here.
Okay. Let's see if this works.
It says connecting. You know what? Let me cancel this. I'm going to hang up from the phone conversation, and then we'll go on my computer. I think
All
I
right.
can do it. If not, I'll go log back in with my.
Keep
All
the
right.
phone handy. All right.
All right.
We'll mute that for a moment. So I'm trying to think if this is the farthest away home I've sold yet. It might be. I sold a condo way out in like Carpentersville, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And this home though was out in Lena, and this might be just a tad bit farther than that. I didn't check the map, but anyway, congratulations to the Krogels on their new home out in the beautiful town of Lena, Illinois. And then also had a wonderful closing for a couple that's moving here from, I believe, Ohio. Was it the far side of Indiana or Ohio? I think they came from Ohio. Moving here and bought a nice home up in Roscoe. So congratulations to the Moores on their home this week too. Let's see. This was yesterday. I'll save that one. Last weekend, we had a wonderful wedding for some friends of ours that our kids actually went to school with. Maddie and Zach got hitched last weekend, and they had their reception at the Rock Valley College in the atrium, which from what I understand, this is the first time they've ever had a wedding reception at the atrium. And hey, there you are, Tom.
There I was.
There you was.
Try this one instead.
This definitely sounds better. Definitely sounds better. All right. So so the atrium at Rock Valley College, I don't know if they have an events coordinator that's organizing other future possible events there or not, but I would think based on the success of this wedding reception last weekend that they might be open to doing more events like this in the future. So that was really cool. Congratulations to Zach and Matea. Also, this last week, Christian Life Schools had a Monday night football game, and I played the Monday night football theme, Tom. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Monday night football, Christian Life School, where they took down Alden Hebron barely. Twice they held the Giants from getting their 2-point conversion. Otherwise, they would have lost by 2. But both times two different times they held off a 2-point conversion from the Giants and ended up winning the game. I think the final score was 36-34 or 34-32. They won by 2. Ooh, that was a cool echo. Are you on 2 different things, Tom? What's going on there? That's kind of
well, I was. Now I'm not. I'm having all kinds of issues this morning. My computer decided not to work. I tried to download Zoom on my phone.
It's worked.
Oh my God. It just is.
That would work.
What's happening is, okay, my original computer, the one I use for everything, I don't know what happened to it. I just don't. It won't charge.
Oh.
It won't charge. So now I'm using my Lenovo computer, which is one I bought about a year and a half ago. I bought it for the reason of being able to download music and put Spotify on it. And it's not working for that because Microsoft basically put a block to anything, any kind of downloading mechanism to where you can download and then put on like Cool Edit. Cool Edit that we use at the radio station. Yeah, I have the copy myself. I own the copy. But they put a block on it so that I can't use my Cool Edit. All right. So that's why I bought it. I said I want it to run like Windows 7 because Windows 7 will allow me to do it. Well, it does run like Windows 7, but it's still at the block because it still had Microsoft today's technology. Anyway, so I've been using the computer anyway, but now most of my keys are disabled for whatever reason. I do not know. I can get the 8 key, and our passcode has an 8 in it. There's a couple of 8s. I couldn't log on with it. So then I had to download Zoom on my phone at 7:25 or 7:20 or whatever and try it on that. Now I got a keyboard on here now so I can use my keyboard, but it takes up half my screen.
Ooh, okay. Well, it does sound better. So there's that.
Yeah, good.
It does sound better. That's the important part. So anyway, congratulations to the Eagles on their 8-on-8 football season. I think they ended up the season 4-2. And so that was cool.
Only 6 games, huh?
I think they only had 6 games. They don't have a conference.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those challenging things where they might possibly have enough players to actually play full 11-on-11 again next year, but to get into a conference for such a small school, they'd have to do so much traveling.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really difficult for smaller schools to field teams. So the ones that do end up having to travel a long way, and that's a challenge. So we'll see what they end up deciding to do next year. And in case you missed it yesterday, there was a big to-do on the radio celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Riley O'Neill hosting the morning show on WROK. 20 years for that guy.
Wow.
Which, today's the actual anniversary, but obviously it's a weekend and they're not working.
Yeah.
So celebrated yesterday, had a bunch of people calling in, congratulating him on his 20 years.
Wow.
Which for some folks, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Well, in radio, for anyone to last 10 years doing the same show is a pretty monumental. So for
even 5 years, because people move around so much. But once you get settled, like Riley is with, wife, kids, family, dogs, picket fence, stuff like that, then it makes it a little easier. And he's good at what he does. He's exceptional at what he does. So it stands to reason. God bless him. Way to go, Riley.
You look at
him and I share a birthday.
Oh, do you?
September 29th. Yep.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
You look at the talent that comes through. Let's just take Rockford for an example. How many times do we get some decent TV talent, and those folks, you're lucky if they're good, they might last 3 years and then they're on to a bigger market somewhere else.
Brett Baer, Fox News, he does the afternoon report. I can't remember what they call it.
Bear Report now, or
something like that. Yeah, he's on Fox News. He started here. I don't know if he started here, but he was here for about 3 years at 13 WREX.
I would think I would remember that, because that was probably in the early 90s, right?
It was. I want to say late 80s, early 90s, probably early 90s.
I started my broadcast career in late 91 in Rockford, and I don't know. Maybe I just didn't watch much TV news back then. I really didn't.
No,
I was working.
I didn't either.
I was working those times. So anyway, kudos and congratulations to Riley O'Neill, 1440 WROK. Him and Joe do a great morning show every day. And Tom, I don't know how often you get up at 5 a.m. or
just about every morning.
Because
it's not 5 a.m. It's 5:30 usually, but.
Okay, so they start the show at 5, but at 5:30, they do this thing every morning where they play 2 songs. They play one at the bottom of the hour and then one at about 45 or 50.
Right.
And they do a theme. And so, like last week, the theme was cats versus dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5:30 song was something about a cat, and the 5:50 song was something about a dog. And
probably Cats in the Cradle, and then Who Let the Dogs Out?
Yeah. I know they played Atomic Dog. I know on Monday, Riley said to Joe, as long as you don't play Cats in the Cradle, we should be just fine. So Joe didn't play it until Friday, which he played a cover version, the rock version, which is good.
Okay.
And right after the song played, he had Riley's son call in to start off the phone calls of people calling in and congratulating Riley on his 20 years.
Yeah.
It was cool. But anyway, if you get up that early, it's a really cool special thing that they do every morning. And when I am awake, which is probably 2 or 3 times a week. I'm awake at that hour, listening in, finding out what the song's going to be. And then they get into the background of the song, who wrote it, what was it about, blah, 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 blah. It's just really interesting. So anyway, the other shout out, I think that covers all the shout outs. The only other shout out was the Packers game that we already talked about. So everything else, I think I'll let pass for today. Obviously it's Halloween weekend, so there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to need that big number again. I know you read it while I was messing around with my phone and everything.
Big number.
Yeah, baby.
Tom likes hearing it first. It's 1.6 million with an M. 1.6 million. Yeah. This week's answer is Arabian or alcohol.
Okay.
Arabian or alcohol.
1.6 million Arabian or alcohol.
But got a couple of cool things to share as far as that goes. So those are the shout. Let's do. I was going to save this to SMS info, but I'll do this now as a shout out. This week, unbeknownst to us at the office, our awesome, fearless female leader, Tony Vanderhayden, was honored as the Chamber of Commerce's Woman Business Owner of the Year. They had a luncheon, I believe it was Thursday this week. And for those who don't know, Tony owns the #1 real estate company in Rockford, the local Keller Williams Realty franchise. And she was there to be part of the luncheon, had no idea she was getting this award. So her quote after getting this award is pretty awesome. Wanted to read this to you too. This is great. She said, "I'm beyond grateful for the opportunities that I have to spark inspiration in others. Today, I got to spend some time with some of the smartest, most skilled, passionate business owners." This is a women business owners thing that she was at. She said, "I'm passionate about Rockford and impacting our community. The more leaders we can identify, grow, and support, the more impact we have on our own families and where we live. No one benefits when we play small. Keller Williams Realty Signature has become a vehicle to impact our world. Thank you, Rockford, for embracing this incredible company." So kudos to Tony and this awesome award that she was not expecting to get. And if you're following the numbers, Keller Williams Realty Signature in some categories is doing more than the #2 and #3 local offices combined.
Yeah.
And that's no joke. It's pretty stinking amazing what's happened at Keller Williams, especially here in these last few years, the growth. I think we're up to now 210 agents that work out of our office. When has Rockford ever had an office that had 200 plus real estate agents working out of the same office? I don't know of one. Correct me if.
How in the world do you guys manage that with all the lack of houses out there?
Right. Well, in the real estate industry as a whole, there's a lot of real estate agents who are part-time agents, and a lot of people who hold licenses but don't necessarily list or show homes. They hold their licenses for other reasons. So the truly active agents that are working this full-time as a full-time career, it's probably in the 33 to 45% range, somewhere in there. All the other agents are either part-time or just holding their license. So, but when the market bottomed out back in March, when there was only 244 homes to sell, to view, that got insane. I mean, it just got crazy. Any decent house that hit the market from about March until about the end of July, any decent house that hit the market was getting between 5 and 25 offers.
Yeah. And a lot more than what it would have gotten had it been a year or two before that. Like a house that sells for 100,000 normally would probably sell for 125, maybe 140.
That's what was going on. And obviously values have risen, and yay for homeowners and everything. Things are leveling off. Things we've gotten about almost 800 homes on the market now, which might sound like a lot, because it does sound like a lot compared to March. a healthy, strong Rockford metro market is somewhere between 2,000 and 2,400 homes. So we're still only about a third of the way there before we are in a really strong, healthy, balanced market. But we're selling more homes than ever. People are selling like crazy, and it's been an awesome year. It's been really close to, if not the best year I've had yet in my 8 years of real estate, as far as numbers, the raw numbers go. So I'm a happy camper. I hope you are too. Any other?
Well, I haven't sold any homes this week, but I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, you were going to ask. I'm taking the opportunity. I didn't get to finish my rant because I had one more addendum to that.
Packer Cardinal game?
Sort of, yes. One of them has to do with COVID. Not bad, don't worry.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But the Packer game, okay, again, go back to it in case I didn't get to state my point all the way. I'm not upset that the touchdown wasn't a touchdown. That wasn't it. I'm upset that they didn't follow. Yes, go baby. There you go. Right there. Right there. They didn't follow their own rules of, unless there's absolute indisputable evidence. And there wasn't. And it makes me want to not watch games anymore because of the incompetence. And it is not the refs on the field. I mean, essentially it is. Because they're the ones making the calls, but they're hogtied. Their hands are tied. They don't know what, should we throw a flag? Should we not throw a flag? What do you think, Bill? What do you think, John? What do you think, Bob? It's just ridiculous. It's a comedy. It's like watching Keystone Cops out there. But the replay officials, that was my problem. Replay in general, if you're not going to get it right, then get rid of it. Gone. Bye-bye. Here's my other thing. How is it that a kid in school is exposed, doesn't have it, is exposed to COVID? Both my grandsons went through this. They both spent 24 days out of school. They didn't have it.
Yeah.
But the Packers can have Devontae, Alan Lazard, Joe Barry, defensive coordinator. Weren't they all in the same practice, in the same facility, in the same lunchroom, in the same place? Weren't they all exposed? So why isn't the NFL following suit with that? Now, granted, I don't want them to.
I want them to, yeah.
I think most of it is a bunch of hooey anyway. You're not getting this deadly disease just by walking by somebody. But then why are my grandsons out of school for 3-4 weeks?
Yeah.
It doesn't, the whole thing just makes me ill. It's because it's the NFL, because there's a lot of money on the line, a lot of betting, a lot of this, a lot of that, and they're just not going to do it. And why is it that, one more thing, why you still have these people out there, oh, you got to wear your mask, you got to wear your mask, you got to wear your mask. I feel like I should wear my mask for the show. Anyway, no more props. Unless you count teddy bears.
Teddy bears.
But you can't. I walked into a store the other day. It was the I break, you fix it place. You break, I fix, whatever. Had to have my phone dealt with, and he stops dead in his tracks. So you have to have a mask on, or you can't be in here. Like, oh dear God! I actually said that. I go, dear God, you got to be kidding me. All right, fine. I was nice. I put the mask on like a good little soldier. But other places, I'm sorry, you have to have a mask. You have to have a mask. Okay, all right. The inconsistency of it, the laws that are in place, no, not the laws, the mandates that are in place are so inconsistent, only followed when it's convenient for one side or the other. And I'm done. I'm done with it. Okay, I'm done with my rant too.
We got some friends going through that right now too. Their kids were exposed and they're supposed to quarantine for like 12 or 14 days or something like that.
Yeah.
They're testing positive, or they're testing negative. They went ahead and took a test to be sure, and they're testing negative. Why? And I loved the I think it was the what was it called? The Babylon Bee. There was a meme this week that said FDA approves vaccine for children, and hoping that the 0% child rate goes down to 0%, because they're not spreading it. Even the ones that get it are not spreading it. It's just, it's just goofy, the whole science, all this stuff. So anyway, hopefully this will all be behind us, you know, and hopefully by this time next year, this will all be just, you know, wow, we were dumb, you know.
Didn't we say that last year at this time?
We were saying that last year.
Yeah.
It's goofy. And here's actually Bloomberg had this out this week, and I copied and put this onto our SMS info for today. Bloomberg reported after a year-long study, it's been determined vaccinated individuals are just as likely as unvaccinated people to spread the Delta variant to those in close contact. This was a study within people in the same household, those who were vaccinated and those not vaccinated. The Bloomberg report says the results go some way toward explaining why the Delta variant is so infectious, even in nations with successful vaccine rollouts, and why the unvaccinated can't assume they're protected because others have had shots. It's been reported this week that the FDA is going to authorize the COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 to 11. So here's the quote. Children have a near 0% of dying from COVID, and the very few who were reported to have died with COVID died with severe comorbidities,
Morbidities,
such as terminal cancer. So saying that a child who had terminal cancer died and just they happen to also test positive for COVID, saying they died of COVID.
Yeah.
That's
the whole point. That is the whole point. That's how you elevate the numbers. That's how you can say
9.99% are not at any
that's how you can say, oh my God, we've lost 700,000 people to COVID. No, we haven't. No, not even close. And I mean, not even close.
Like 1,500.
Or even 15,000. I don't know. Yeah, there are some people who are getting it and getting the real bad respiratory infection. But what that is it's a symptom of other comorbidities, if you will. It is a symptom of other things going on. This is one of the reasons why you got it, because your body was susceptible to it. So I understand in part the masks. I understand the precautions. I get some of that.
Look at that cool background. Good morning, Joann.
Good morning, Joann.
Good morning.
But not to the point where we are, where we're absolutely
Let me
paralyzing.
wear my mask so I don't catch COVID from Tom.
That's right. I'm, not to the point where we're.
I like wearing masks. It's a fashion statement.
In some cases it is, and it's kind of fun in some instances, but yeah, I'm kind of getting.
Just embrace it. I fought with enough people.
Yep, I hear you. All right, so before we get to our weekly check of all things Paws Humane Society, here's a few more tidbits of information for you. I already talked about Tony Vanderhayden. Congratulations to her, Chamber of Commerce.
That was exciting.
The year, yeah, very, very cool. Obviously a busy weekend because of Halloween and such. Lockwood Park has their Fall on the Farm. I think
one last Saturday.
This is it. Yeah. Visitors can handpick pumpkins, visit the petting zoo, ride a pony, take a horseback trail ride. Hopefully it's not too awful wet out there. Maybe there's some of the stuff maybe they don't do when it's all kind of muddy, but Fall on the Farm experience package, $15 per person, includes a wagon ride, pick your own pumpkin painting, and petting zoo visit, and feeding the animals there. That's 10 till 4 today, and that will wrap things up for Fall on the Farm at Lockwood Park. Haunted Burpee is today from 5 to 8. There's a ticket charge to get in at the door. Admission includes taxidermy demonstrations, creatures of the night, exploration of bones and more bones, the Mad Scientist Lab, the Cash Bar, and museum-wide ambiance with fun music and lights.
Is that an adult activity?
$12 adults, $10 for youth.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Maybe older kids.
Older kids. Burpee Museum of Natural History, Haunted Burpee. Spooktacular haunts at Anderson Japanese Gardens. That's today from 3 to 5. The cost of regular garden admission for non-members. It's free for garden members. Halloween games, trick-or-treating throughout the gardens. This should be a good day for it, I think, too, weather-wise. Public Library, Rockford Public Library Mobile Library will have some spooky stories as well, all at Anderson Japanese Gardens from 3 to 5 today. There's a healthy Halloween event out at the UIC Health Sciences campus today from 1 to 3. This is free. Show off your costumes, have a little bit of fun. Kids up to 5th grade are invited. So all children 5th grade or younger. Healthy Halloween with outdoor activities. Burn off some of that energy before all the trick-or-treating goes. Spooky. Let's see. Costume contest awarded at 2. So get there by 1:30, so you can be in the costume contest if you got a really, really cool costume this year. And they're asking everyone to wear masks at that today. UIC Health Sciences campus is on Parkview Avenue, which is just south of Spring Creek. And then Rockford North End Trunk or Treat is also happening today, 4 to 7 at the North Town Mall parking lot. I bet that's going to be a busy place. Trunk or Treat, local businesses having candy and treats for kids of all ages, spooky decorated cars, sweets, and meet the North End neighbors in the North Town Mall parking lot. Event is free, but the candy supplies might go fast. So 4 till 7 or until the candy's all gone. And there is a trunk or treat event also down here in New Milford, 2 to 4.
I'm going to dress up like a big 10-year-old and I'm going to go get a bunch of candy.
Get the really big pillowcase. You fill up that pillowcase full of candy. Firstborn Ministries is having their trunk or treat, but this year they're doing it in New Milford at New Milford Commons, 2 till 4 p.m. this afternoon. It's a free event, no registration required at all. Treats provided while they last. This is not on the church grounds like they've done in years past. This year it's at the New Milford Commons down here off of 11th Street, New Milford. Can't miss it. It's the largest shopping center in New Milford.
Oh, there you go.
Is it the only?
Oh, thanks, Joanne. And also they're building, by the way, at the south end of the New Milford Commons, and that is going to be the new Dollar General store.
Is that on 11th Street?
On 11th Street. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You can't miss it. A lot of places, that seems to be the safe way to do Halloween is the trunk and treat. What is it called? Treat?
Trunk
I
or
can't
treat.
see it now.
It's
Trunk or treat. Our church is doing it too but tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, it's a safe way, especially with the littler kids, the tiny kids. And if you don't want to go house to house to house, in a parking
You go
lot,
trunk to trunk.
you can visit 15, 20, 25 car trunks and see as many people.
And it's safe because it's in a parking lot. So
Yeah.
you don't worry about kids running into the street. So it's a fun way to do Halloween. Still do Halloween and be safe.
Yeah. It worked for us last night at Keller Williams. We were going to do it in our parking lot, ended up moving it inside the building, which worked out just fine too. So it went very, very well. Okay, so we're starting to head back to movie theaters. Have you been to a movie yet this year?
No.
I've been to one. So as
I'm
you're
going to see the best Christmas pageant ever.
well, that's not a movie theater. That's a live theater experience, and you're gonna have an awesome time.
Is the one at Starlight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch out for the Reverend guy. He's a shifty character.
Backstage of
That's what I've heard.
According to the way most theaters are set up, the best seat in the house, THX, that audio company that was founded by George Lucas of Star Wars fame, they did a study and they developed the THS high fidelity audio visual reproduction standards for movie theaters and screening rooms and home theaters and stuff. Any idea where you think the best seat in the house might be?
Well, it's not going to be directly in the middle. That would be too obvious. It's not going to be real close. I would say probably halfway up, just off to the left-hand side, which would be stage right, I guess.
Any ideas, Joanne?
I don't know. I was thinking kind of in the middle, kind of eye level.
Eye level. The what they found was 2/3 of the way up. So 2/3, if you figure the size of the theater,
2/3.
2/3 of the way up
So almost up. Yeah.
the middle
Okay.
is going to be the best sounding, best visual for your movie. So if you're there early, you know how sometimes now when you get your tickets online, you can actually order the seats.
Yeah.
You can pick the
Pick
seats.
your
you
own
want.
seat.
So, because I think that's what they've been doing now is assigning, you pick your seat. So you do have an assigned seat. And if you can get it, the best seat in the house, according to THS and THX, they should know, it's 2/3 of the way up and right there in the middle.
Okay.
As you're going in to watch movies and you're dragging in some of your Halloween candy with you, are you bringing candy corn?
I love candy corn. I don't know what all the hatred of candy corn
you guys
is.
missed it. Usually I bring you candy corn for
I know.
Halloween.
I know.
I'll
I
bring
know.
you virtual candy corn.
Love me some candy corn. It was invented by the Wonderly Candy Company. An employee named George Reniger invented it in the 1880s.
Here, you guys can pick your candy.
Ooh, yum, yum.
No candy corn.
It really became popular when the Galitz Confectionery Company started manufacturing it. And eventually they would become the Jelly Belly Candy Company.
Ah.
When they started making it, it was called Chicken Feed, which makes sense because chickens eat corn.
Oh, it looks like candy corn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or it looks like
Today-
corn, I mean.
Today, Brock's Confections is the largest manufacturer of candy corn. They make about 7 billion pieces per year, according to Fox Business. And just a couple of years ago, Brock's sold over $73 million worth of it.
Wow.
It's out.
We have some barkers today, sorry.
I can't wait to see them. A few more things. It's Halloween season, so now trending online, social medias is hashtag scary story in 5 words. Hashtag scary story in 5 words is back. So here's some scary stories in 5 words. And while I'm giving these, maybe you can think of one too. I ate the last slice. Oh, no, don't say that to me. The Wi-Fi is not working. Oh,
The Packer game is not shown in your area.
oh, that's more than 5 years.
That's more.
You can edit that down though.
5 words. You can't-
Oh, okay.
Not.
No Packer game tonight, ever.
All right, here's a really scary one. Your card has been declined.
Yeah.
And maybe the scariest one on this whole entire list, I'm sorry, I apologize ahead of time. Stuck in traffic with diarrhea.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
that's scary. That's bad. All right, sorry. I apologize. So there's your scary story in 5 words. Some randoms this week. A study found companies' attempts to tighten up computer security by regularly changing passwords, making them more complex, adding numbers, has no impact on security. It's probably not a bad idea still, but yeah, it's not as big of impact as companies were hoping. Rental car giant Hertz ordered 100,000 Teslas, a deal worth $4.2 billion. This was almost the big number of the week this week, but I went to another direction. Tesla's market value is now over $1 trillion. I think Elon Musk now is not just the wealthiest person in the world, but he's the wealthiest by like twice as much as the second person.
Wow.
Something like that. It's crazy. 1978. This week in 1978, John Carpenter's movie Halloween debuted in Kansas City, Missouri. It cost them. Well, here, I'll give you this. The movie Halloween grossed $47 million at the box office, and so far has made 11 sequels, and both. Okay, 11 other Halloween movies. Any idea how much money they spent to make the first Halloween movie?
like 450,000 or something.
You're really close. It was less than that.
Wow.
$325,000.
Wow.
And Jamie Lee Curtis was still a new actress. Nobody really knew who she was. They made Michael Myers' mask out of, you remember what they made it out of?
William Shatner's face.
A William Shatner Halloween mask that they
Yeah.
made white. Of course, his William Shatner mask would have been a Star Trek mask probably back then.
Yeah.
That's that white face. Is that it?
That expression.
I don't think I've seen the movie.
I
think my son went for like that for Halloween one. It's Mike Myers, right?
Mike Myers, yeah. Halloween.
Yeah, he went.
Friday the 13th.
It's not Mike Myers, the actor from Saturday Night Live. It's Michael Myers.
The name of the character, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, the character.
I knew that.
Okay. I didn't know.
But it's a white mask, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plain
Never
white
mind.
mask. Plain white
And
mask.
then there's the Scream one too. Isn't there a Scream mask?
Scream. Yeah, that what do they call that? Is that Slender Man, or what do they call that mask? The long white mask. That's a spooky mask. That's scary stuff.
I'm going as a cowgirl.
I'm just not into gory movies. I mean, it's one thing to watch a scary movie that's kind of scary, but the gory stuff with all the blood and guts and everything else, I'm just not into that.
Yeah, me neither. Nope, not at all.
I will say the first is it Nightmare on Elm Street? That's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of funny moments in that movie too. He says some funny one-liners that you can't help but laugh if you're ignoring the gore. But and speaking of Nightmare on Elm Street, the Los Angeles home, as seen in Wes Craven's movie, is for sale. It is for sale, and all offers are due by
Halloween.
Yes, by Halloween. So
there you go.
The movie was set mostly in this house from A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's listed for sale for $3.5 million, which in Los Angeles is a steal of a deal. This is where Freddy Krueger murdered most of his victims, right there.
Wow.
You've got tomorrow to make your offer. It's a 3-bed, 3.5 bath, 2-story home.
Looks like a beautiful home.
It does, doesn't it?
Is it haunted too?
1984's. Okay, there's no other pictures, apparently, just the front. But yeah, $3.5 million. It also has a guest house, patio, kitchen, bathroom. Yeah, so there you go.
Dogs.
If you're ready to own a piece of history, there you go. Nightmare on Elm Street. And that's your randoms for this week. I think that's it. So how about a little tour? What do you say? We got some dogs to visit this week. Are they?
Yes, we have some dogs.
Are they?
I was
there
going to
with their
say,
foster
when
people
I was
already?
a kid, there was the Ed Gein
Oh, gosh.
From
in Wisconsin, and
Yeah.
the people in town burnt down the farm and the house because they had so many people coming to look at it.
That
But
was probably the
I
right
was
thing to
was
do.
trying to think if that was in the 60s. My parents took me, that was a Sunday drive because I didn't live far from there.
Right.
So we did a Sunday drive past the farmhouse.
Ooh, boy.
So just my silliness.
Where was that? Like Sheboygan or something?
No. I can't think of the town right now, but it was in central Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty weird stuff. He used to make lampshades out of people's heads.
Yeah, but he was more of a grave robber. He really didn't kill as many people as they later, it was more that he robbed graves.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
he killed, but it was the horror of what he did with the dead bodies.
Mm.
North of Stoughton.
Nice guy in
Up around
Wisconsin.
some prairie, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that sounds good. I need to switch my
Sun
camera
Prairie's
on.
just a little north of Madison.
little northeast of Madison, up in
This
that
is
area.
this is the cat of the day.
All right,
I
let's
gotta go. I'll be right back. I gotta go get my computer charger.
All righty.
So this is Rihanna.
Hello, Rihanna.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I was gonna catch Polly coming in. Hey, Polly. How old is she? Okay, she looks pretty young. Try to get out of the reflection. Did you guys saw Polly? Then we have another dog here. Says, come, take me home.
Oh, how fun. I'm ready to play.
I love the brindle. Beautiful dog, beautiful markings. Then, of course, we have kittens. Sugar Bear is still available. I have to catch, we have one other dog, Bluebell. We have a Siamese. A new arrival, they say, AK. She wants out. There's a black cat for Tom. So we got some barking going on. And then we've got lots of kittens. These guys are busy eating back here. Hey, hi. You want some activity in your life, adopt two.
All kinds of fun.
This is still the mother cat. She's got two little ones yet that are still nursing. It's all busy here today, so. Busy day. I was looking, I don't know, I think they took the other dog outside. Yeah. We saw Rihanna, who's sitting in her food bowl. She's deaf. So they she lost her home because her owners lost their home.
Oh, sad.
So I think they took the other dog outside, so we'll not get to see that one. And then here's the community room. I don't think I noticed the other dog, so.
How's the volunteer situation been these last few weeks? Are you doing okay?
You know, we have the greatest volunteers, but we always use more, sometimes, it's kind of, I don't know if you can see, this is our recreational area. You can see the dog back there. I won't show, now he's going to the bathroom. We always, the volunteers are what makes our organization work. So.
And it's not just Saturday mornings. You need people there every day of the week, don't you?
Yes. Feed those cats, keep them clean, keep the cages clean.
So if you got a random day of the week that you're available, consider volunteering out there.
Sounds good.
Good deal. All right. Well, we do have a big number of the week this week. Yes, we do. And it's pretty big. It is 1.6 million.
Right on! Right on!
Right on.
Million. The answer this week is Arabian or alcohol. Our current score, 5-4.
Tom's ahead.
Tom currently leading by 1.
1.
All right. So your guess, Arabian or alcohol? Give it to me. I'll do the countdown this time, Tom. 3, 2, 1. What do you got?
Arabian.
Oh, look at you guys agreeing and everything. Well, there we go. Imagine a 1.6 million square foot oil rig off of the Saudi Arabian coast. Yes, get that image in your head. It's now adding 800 hotel rooms, 11 restaurants, roller coasters, water slides, bungee jumping, and submarines. According to the insider.com, it's happening. It's called The Rig. You have to see this. This is something else. Saudi Arabia plans to convert an offshore oil rig into a luxury extreme sports amusement park and hotel. And if I still have this here, I'm going to try to play this for us because this is cool.
And to get through the commercials.
Look at this. Imagine spending a weekend or a week at this. What used to be an oil rig was a hotel and amusement park paradise. Mini submarines. Now that looks dangerous.
It'd really be getting away, right?
11 restaurants, 800 hotel rooms, the rig.sa. And how about that? That's when I saw that, I'm like, that is super cool. That would be amazing.
Is that open already?
No, it's in
How'd they get all those pictures then?
it's in production, I guess, right now. They're building it.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how they made all that stuff. CGI.
it's fake
probably.
fun right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as alcohol goes, following a dry 2020 during which the global champagne industry sold 244 million bottles, which was an 18% drop, they are expecting to reach 305 million bottles for 2021. Champagne industry bouncing back this year, and there's your alcohol story. Boom, there you go. So just like that, it becomes 6-5, the race to 10. Woo, and we still need to go have breakfast.
Well, at least we didn't get behind.
Nope.
That's right.
We just need to set a date and go have breakfast, guys. We just need to do it.
Let's do it. Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Well, want to do it next Saturday, Joann? Can you?
I'm fine. Are we going off the air or after?
Off the air after the show.
After the show?
Yeah. All right. Let's plan it next week.
All right, next Saturday. Sounds good.
Get her done.
Mark your calendar. Pencil us in.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. Meet you back here next week for Saturday morning Stateline show.
Bye-bye. Happy Halloween,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Be safe out there.